Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Cam back at you again. Today I'll bring you a follow-up of a video I made back in December 2017, and it is my top 5 Van Halen riffs with David Lee Roth. And the video I previously made achieved over 250,000 hits, where I talk about just my general top 5 favourite Van Halen riffs, and some of you seemed a bit dissatisfied by the disproportionate amount of Van Hagar riffs in there. And overall, I prefer Van Hagar just for musicality. Songs not necessarily, but just for Van Halen's playing and everything else. It was just I love it a lot more, and there's a nostalgia factor with it that I have. Some of you thought that meant I hated Van Halen with David Lee Roth, which totally and utterly is not true. I love it, and this video are my favourite riffs of Van Halen with David Lee Roth. As hard as it was to choose, here they are. Kicking things off, we have Feel Your Love Tonight off Van Halen 1. For the video, we're going in chronological order for the riffs, not necessarily in preference order. And what I loved about this riff, it was one of the very first ones I learned, and not only do I love the song, but it's also one of the first Van Halen riffs I ever saw played, and that was by my dad. So I have a huge nostalgia factor with that song. Just as a little kid, sat on the floor where my dad had his Music Man Axis, and I was just completely and utterly captivated. So I really, really loved that riff. Feel Your Love Tonight. From Van Halen 2, we have Somebody Get Me a Doctor. And not only is it one of my favourite Van Halen songs, it's also my favourite Van Halen riff really ever. And that's going to sound a bit crazy to a lot of you because it's not the norm. But I love the swing of it, the way it feels to play. It's a lot harder than it sounds. I had to relearn the riff for the video. It's just, to me, it's just perfect. Everything, the middle eighth bit at the start with the volume swell, it's just unbelievably skillful. I love it so much. Somebody Get Me a Doctor. A curveball from Women and Children First, Loss of Control. And this made it onto the list for one reason. It's simply carnage to play. So much fun. And a little bit of a nostalgia factor with it. When I used to get the bus to school, I was about, I don't know, 14, 15, I used to have a little shitty little MP3 player. Really, really cool. It did the job just fine because it got me totally into Van Halen, that did. And it was one of the riffs where I used to just get totally captivated by it in headphones. I used to have a whale of a time. I just thought it was just so much fun. And it's a good one to get you started on if you're want to getting into the more up-tempo Van Halen riffs. It's not too bad and sounds a lot harder than it is. There we go, Loss of Control. To end the video, we have a double whammy from Fair Warning, starting with Hear About It Later. And what I love about this is it's a song that was always on in the car as a kid, but also to me, I know I've already bigged up Somebody Get Me a Doctor, but to me, Hear About It Later is up there with one of the classiest rock riffs I think I've ever heard. And for a very good reason. It sounds brilliant played as a clean riff, as the intro of the song proves, and also when you turn the gain up, you can have it absolutely dimed out and it still sounds great, or even on a medium gain. It's just a good all-round solid riff, and it's great for testing guitars because of the overtones, and it's a good A-B riff if should you ever find yourself in that situation. Anyway, we have, gear-wise, I'll remind you, we have the THR-10X plugged in here on the Brown 1 setting, EQ dimed, the gain at about 10 o'clock with the actual flanger itself. This is a stock setting where literally you just turn it on, that's it. It's near enough to the highest level. And then the only thing where we've actually brought in the THR-10 editor is the plate reverb that I'm actually using on all of the riffs. But that's it. Hear About It Later. Let's move on to the next one from Fair Warning. It was going to be Unchained, wasn't it? I really love it. Obviously, it's a drop D riff, and it's just so fun. What can I say? And really easy to do. The only point where the song gets genuinely complicated is when you get into the verse and the sort of pre-chorus. But what's great is just it's the whole suspended fourth thing that. It's just so good. And it's the genius of Van Halen. It's how he combines the simple and the complex, and a riff where you think, how didn't I not come up with that? Thanks so much for getting to the end of the video, you guys. I really appreciate it. It was so tough picking these riffs and really whittling them down to my favourites, because you could have so many different Van Halen riffs. I mean, everything: Mean Streets, Hang 'em High, Sinner's Swing, I'm the One, Ain't Talking About Love. There's so many of them. Nevertheless, that's the end of the video. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos and lessons. There's a really killer video of a guitar from the NAMM show coming up, which I can't wait to show you. I'll see you then. Bye bye.